I want to start with a number, 1.618. That's it, just a number. And yet that number shows up in the spiral of a nautilus shell, in the branching of every tree, in the seed pattern of a sunflower, in the proportions of the human body, the distance from your navel to the floor versus your total height, in the growth of every living thing on this planet. Mathematicians call it phi. Most people know it as the golden ratio, or the golden mean. And here's what stopped me in my tracks when I first really understood it. Ancient civilizations with zero contact with each other, separated by oceans and thousands of years, all independently encoded the same proportions into their most sacred buildings. That is not coincidence. That is something. And today we are going to talk about that. I want to tell you something personal first. My other company is a hospitality company that I run with my partner, building it here in the Texas Hill Country. It's called Nautili Homes. Nautili being the plural of nautilus, as in more than one nautilus. More than one person living by this philosophy. We chose that name because of this, because of the golden mean, because the nautilus shell is one of the most perfect living expressions of this ratio on Earth. And because I've been drawn to that symbolism for as long as I can remember. The idea that beauty isn't random, that what we find beautiful, truly, deeply, inexplicably beautiful, almost always contains this geometry. That is inherent in us to recognize it, because it is inherent in us. It is literally the ratio of our own bodies. When a space reflects that geometry back at you, something ancient in you says, yes, I know this. I belong here. So let's talk about the civilizations that understood this and built with it intentionally. Let's start with ancient Egypt, because the Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the most precise structures ever built by human hands. Human? We don't know. Its base is level to within 2 centimeters across 230 meters. Its 4 sides aligned to true north, south, east, and west, with an accuracy of 0.05 degrees. The ratio of its height to its base perimeter encodes pi. Its proportions encode the golden ratio. I need you to actually pause on that for a second, because we are talking about thousands of years ago. This was not decoration. This was not accident. This was a civilization that understood something about geometry, about frequency, and the human body that we are only beginning to articulate with modern physics and neuroscience. There are chambers inside and beneath that structure that haven't been fully accessed yet, passages that haven't been opened, codes that haven't been unlocked. And I find that extraordinary, because what we already know is already extraordinary enough, isn't it? The ancient Egyptians built space as a technology for affecting human consciousness. That is the oldest and most ambitious version of what somatic design is. Now let me take you to India, because this one is personal to me in a different way. When I was in Rishikesh, one of the most sacred cities in the world, sitting at the foothills of the Himalayas on the banks of the Ganges, I bought a small gold-plated plaque with a symbol on it. It had 9 interlocking triangles, 4 pointing upward and 5 pointing downward, forming 43 smaller triangles in their intersections, contained within concentric circles and a square. It's called the Sri Yantra, and I carried it with me everywhere I went for years. It sat on every meditation altar I built in every home I lived in. Across countries, across continents, I was drawn to it deeply, without fully understanding why. What I've since come to understand is that the Sri Yantra is one of the most sophisticated sacred geometry diagrams ever created, and it is directly connected to Vastu Shastra, the ancient Vedic science of sacred architecture. Vastu Shastra predates Feng Shui by thousands of years. The word Vastu means dwelling. Shastra means science. It is a complete system for designing buildings in alignment with the natural forces. The 5 elements, the directions, the movement of the sun, the energy of the earth, Every direction carries a quality. The northeast, spiritual energy and water. That corner of any space should be open, light, uncluttered. The southwest, earth, stability. Heavy structural elements belong there. The center of any space, called the Brahmasthana, should be completely open. It is the energetic heart of the building. Block it and you disrupt flow of the entire space. Sound familiar? Because it should. This is the same thing your body has been telling you. Now here's what I find remarkable. This maps almost exactly onto what modern environmental psychology is now measuring in built environments. Air circulation, light quality, spatial hierarchy. The Vedic architects didn't have our instruments, but they were observing the same phenomena with extraordinary precision over thousands of years of living inside these spaces and paying attention to how they felt. The Sri Yantra I carried from Rishikesh, sitting on every altar, was a map of that entire system in a single image. I just didn't have words for it yet. And then there's Bali, my home for years, the place that still feels more like myself than almost anywhere I've ever been. I call it my heart home, actually, because it's where my heart feels the most full. People ask me what makes Bali so special. And the easy answer is the beauty, the rice terraces, the temples, the offerings everywhere you look. But that is not the real answer. The real answer is the Balinese people and the spiritual work they do every day, every single day, multiple times a day. The organizing philosophy of Balinese life is called Trihitakarana, the three causes of well-being: harmony with the divine, harmony with other people, and harmony with the natural environment. Every Balinese compound, every home, every temple, every rice field is designed as a physical map of all three simultaneously. The orientation toward the sacred mountain Agung, the family temple, the sleeping quarters, the kitchen, the granary, each in its ordained place, not where it was convenient, where it was cosmologically correct. And then the offerings. Every morning, Balinese women weave small little baskets of flowers and rice and incense and sometimes, little coins, and they'll even put a cigarette in there. And they place them at every threshold, at the base of every tree, at the corners of every building. I used to love it every morning because I would wake up and I would sit in my veranda and the Bali breezes would be blowing, and in comes this beautiful elderly little Balinese woman with her offerings and the incense flowing, and you could smell incense all through the air everywhere. Like throughout the day, anywhere you are, there's just kind of wafts of beautiful scents because there's offerings being placed everywhere. It was a very magical, very beautiful experience. They are maintaining a continuous conversation between the human space and everything beyond it. They are tending to the frequency of their home, actively, daily, with complete intention. I believe, and I say this from years of living inside that culture, that the Balinese are what make that island the container it is. It is a high vibration place because the people in it are doing the work to keep it that way, collectively, constantly, at island scale. When you arrive with an open heart, you feel it immediately. Your whole body shifts, something in you lands. That is not magic. That is the accumulated effect of thousands of people consciously tending the somatic frequency of a shared space for generations. So what does all this mean for the space that you live in right now? It means that what you're trying to do in your home, create a space that feels intentional, that nourishes you, that your body actually wants to be in, is not a modern idea. It is one of the oldest human impulses on Earth. And the civilizations that took it most seriously left us extraordinary evidence of what is possible when design goes all the way. The golden ratio in your proportions and your furniture scale, the energy of your corners and your center, the intention behind your threshold, What does someone feel in the first moment they cross into your space? The daily tending of your home as an act of care, not just for the people in it, but for the space itself. These are not trends. They are not technologies. Ancient, tested, and more relevant right now than they have ever been. I'll leave you with this. The Sri Yantra I bought in Rishikesh still exists somewhere in my home. It has been on every altar I've ever built. It traveled with me to Costa Rica, to Bali, to California, to Texas. I didn't know it was sacred architecture. I didn't know it was connected to Vastu Shastra. I just knew it held something. I could feel it. That is somatic knowing. The body understanding what the mind hasn't caught up to yet. And that is exactly what we are building together here. The language for what you have always already felt. Subscribe if this is resonating. Next week, I'm going to completely change the way you think about Feng Shui, because it was never about furniture placement. And once you understand what it's actually about, you'll never look at your home the same way. I'm glad you're here. I'll see you next week.